We're now at the end of January, which means it's time to look back and see exactly how much my portfolio paid me in the month of January. So just to fill you guys in, I have been on a bit of a dividend journey since April 2022. So we're fast approaching 1 year that I have been interested in building my dividend portfolio. Now over this time, I've only built up a small portfolio. It's not crazy big or anything like that, but I'm really happy with where I'm at, and the plan is just to continue to reinvest my dividends time and time again, add more money to the portfolio and watch them dividends grow year on year on year. So how do you see any progress in whatever it is in life? You need to track it. And for that reason, I track all of my dividends that I get paid every single month in my own tracker. That way I'm able to look back on each month and see how it's progressing over time. So I'm going to show you where we're at right now, and then I'll show you the dividend payments that I got in January, how much they were, and exactly how many shares I had in the companies that paid me in order to get those amounts. So without further ado, let me record my screen and we'll jump straight into it. Okay, so here we are on my dividend tracker, and what you can see, it's pretty simple at the moment. I am going to be making improvements as time goes on, and anyone that's purchased this tracker will be sent the updated version for free, of course. But yeah, it's simple right now. Just down the side here, we've got the total amount in that I've been paid in every single month, and a running total down the bottom here. Then we've got that graphically because I really like to see it visually. I like to see the bars go up over time, which you can see that they've been up and down, but gradually over time they seem to be going in the right direction. And then down here I've got how much every single company paid me and when they paid me. So just as a quick overview, you can see that I've been tracking this since April. April, I got a few dividends at £5.47, and then I got none in May. June, I came back with a very small amount of £2.59. July was a massive jump for me, £14.33. That was the biggest payment at that date, which was really, really cool. August, a bit lower. September and October were insane for me. I was really, really happy with those. To be honest, I didn't think I would get a single month over £10 in the first year. So chuffed by that. November was pretty dismal, to be honest. It was my lowest of any month apart from May since starting. So that was a bit of a shame. But then we got back up in December, and now we're ready to check in for January, and I'm pretty excited to show you this one. So just having a look down here, I have written out every company along the top that have paid me dividends so far and how much they've paid me per month. What you'll notice is I've got some in orange and some in pink. That is basically just showing which account they've come from. So my last ISA in the last tax year was with Vanguard. So I have VUSA in that account. VUSA pay a dividend, and I've noted that in pink here. So any dividends that come from that account are in pink, and any that come from my current ISA are in orange. So you can probably see that January, I've got 2 black boxes here, meaning I was paid twice in January. And it's January the 31st today, so we're right at the end now, and I'm not expecting any payments to come through today. So let's have a look. The first payment you can see has come from VUSA. Now, if you follow this channel, you'll know that I had a whole thing go on with my VUSA payment. Basically, I was due to get paid in December. The VUSA payment is dated for December, and I was due to get that from my Vanguard account. However, it never came in December. And I did some research into it, and I let you guys know that Vanguard are often quite late with their dividend payments. And that's just because they spend some time making sure that they're paying the right amount to their customers, which is understandable, but nevertheless a little bit annoying because I had preempted that December was going to be my biggest month to date. So I was a bit gutted because you can see here I got Unilever, I got a different VUSA payment, so it should have been quite a big month. I should have got a VUSA payment from my current account. I should have got a VUSA payment from my last year's ISA Vanguard. I should have got Trig, which I got, Unilever, which I got, and all of that together should have been the biggest month by far. It was still a pretty good month at 11.35, but it definitely wasn't the biggest one. Anyway, long story short, that payment has now come in. It come in January. Not even the 1st of January, it was like mid-January, but it's come in now, so that's the first payment. So let's see how much I got for that. There we go. I got £14.60 paid from my VUSA holding, and it's in pink, which means it came from my last year's ISA. So it's my Vanguard account. So I was really, really chuffed about that. £14.30 is a pretty nice amount to get paid for doing absolutely nothing. And of course, it will be reinvested. This payment of £14.60 actually comes from 68 shares of VUSA. I have more on my Interactive Brokers account as well, and I think altogether I'm sitting at 92 shares of VUSA right now. Very eager to get that to a nice rounded 100 shares, but we're working towards that. So that was a good start to January. I was already £14.30, so things were looking better by one payment than I got in December. So we're off to a good start. The second company to come through was National Grid. Now, National Grid paid twice a year, and I'd already got my first payment in August, and it was a very low payment. Look, you can see here it was £2.70. However, I knew that since that point, I had been buying more shares of National Grid. So I knew that I was going to get a bigger payment, but I wasn't really sure how much. So let's just take a look at exactly the amount that I got from National Grid in January. £7.31. I was chuffed to pieces with this. I wasn't expecting this amount. Obviously, I could have calculated it ahead of time and I would have known how, exactly how much I was getting. But I was really, really happy with this. So absolutely chuffed. I got £14.60 from VUSA and £7.31 from National Grid. So I'm just on Seeking Alpha, which I've been using all the time to analyze my own stocks right now. It's so helpful, honestly. I've got the upgraded version and it tells me literally everything I need to know. So just to show you quickly, before I show you National Grid and the dividends, I'm on Apple, for example, and you can see a snapshot of everything you could possibly need to know. You get ratings, you get news. I actually really like the news. So you can go on analysis here. You can see what experts have to say. You can go on the news and see everything about the stocks, which are really, really cool. You can see all of their financials and more, cash flow, everything that you ever need. Dividends are really cool on this website. So you can see the dividend safety, the dividend growth, dividend yield, consistency. Tells you everything. If you want more information about the dividend growth, for example, you can click on it and there it is. Everything. Tables, all the history. Check it out if you do need somewhere to start analysing your stocks. Anyway, National Grid. So you can see their pay date 2 times. So this is American date, so I have to translate it in my head. The 17th of August, which you saw I got paid. That was the small payment that I got back in August. And then again on the 11th of the 1st. So that's the one that I've received this month in January. And it was the big one, the 731. Well, not that big, but big for me. Anyway, what I wanted to point out here is that you can see to get this dividend payment, you had to have been invested into the stock before the 23rd of November. So that's the ex-dividend date. So however many shares you had before this date is how much you would be eligible to get paid for on the next payable date. So if I hadn't had reinvested any dividends to buy more National Grid or hadn't put any money back into the portfolio, new money to buy more National Grid shares, I would have only had 8 shares. That's what I had before this date. That would have given me a payment of about £1.43 in January. But you saw that I got £7.31, whatever it was, because the power of reinvesting those dividends. Also, because I don't get paid loads of dividends, some of the money that I use to buy new shares is just money that I put into the portfolio. But the point is, you accumulate more shares and then you get paid more dividends the next time around. And you just keep doing this. And this is exactly how you see those dividends grow year on year on year. So imagine, let's just go back over to the tracker. Imagine that I keep doing this. I keep reinvesting. I keep buying more shares of National Grid. What's going to happen next July, next January? It's going to be a crazy jump again because I'm going to own so many more shares and therefore I'm going to be eligible for a higher dividend payout. So this could double, this could triple, and it's just going to keep going and going and going. And of course, not only am I getting those dividend payments, I'm also getting, providing that it's a good share, I'm getting the growth in the share appreciation as well. So that's really, really cool. Anyway, let's calculate how much I got paid in total in January. So £14.60 plus £7.31. So I can put in here £21.91. And then this will calculate the total amount that I've got paid from this portfolio so far. So from April 2022 to January 2023, it's returned me dividends of £97.50. So close to that £100 mark, which is really exciting. I'm measuring this from April to April. So I'm expecting that I will go over £100 in dividends from my first full year of investing into dividend stocks. So cool. So cool. I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, guys, I was expecting like £20. I don't know why. Maybe I was naive, but it's really, really cool. Anyway, this has now added a bar on our graph, dividend income per month. And you can see something really cool here. January was my highest ever month for dividend payout. Highest ever. Look at that. I mean, some months are just naturally lower because I don't have companies that pay in those months. But what we can see here, if I was to draw a line of best fit or whatever we call it at school, you would see that over time, I'm pretending to draw this line right now, the amount is going up. The amount's going up over time. I've just hit my biggest month and it was about £22. But had I received that payment when it was meant to, I would have had £14.60 added on to £11.35. So that would have been easily my biggest month, and it would have been way bigger than this month. And I'm just excited to see what's to come. I'm so excited, honestly. So just quickly as well, this chart here, I can delete these black boxes now. We don't need them. The reveal has been made. But you can see which companies are paying me the most. So Vusa have been my biggest paying ETF right now. And then National Grid's now been a pretty good one for me, and also Rio and Unilever. And you can see where my smallest amounts have come from as well. At the moment, BA Systems have been not a massive payer for me, but you've got to think how many shares I have in that company, when they pay, ex-dividend dates, their dividend yield, all of them factors together. But what I try and do is I try and build this portfolio on good quality stocks that I want to hold for the future. I'm not really trying to pick only high dividend yield in stocks. I mean, Rio Tinto, for example, I have in here. It has a high dividend yield. Perfect. But I didn't pick it because of that. And I'm just really excited to see where this portfolio takes me, honestly. My plan for the next tax year is honestly just to keep growing this portfolio. I'm probably going to be looking to invest into some US stocks as well. US dividend stocks and just US growth stocks. I'm not just interested in dividend investing. Like, this portfolio is mainly dividends. Fair enough. I really enjoy that, and I'm going to keep tracking it over time. But I also like exposure to some growth stocks as well. So that's the plan moving forward. But I'll be sure to share it with you guys as well. Let me know how your dividends were looking in January 2023. Let me know what your biggest payout was. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back very soon with another one.